ipagpatuloy natin ang ating debate ngayong araw para mapakinggan naman ang argumento na magmumula sa ating random match-up. Ang gusto ko munang marinig ay si Legna and Javan. So, alam natin yung issue sa isa sa mga kilalang mga establishmento na itinuturing nga doon parang nakasira sa ilan sa mga heritage sites ng ating bansa. Ayon sa ilang mga studies, ay due to heavy rainfall ang flooding na naganap sa Cebu. And ang ginawa na itong grupong na to ay nagpa-research sila. Kumbaga, or created a study on it to really debunk whatever was put out there online. And naniniwala nga daw ang grupo na ito na engineering system na ginawa nila was up to par and did really stop the flooding and mitigated it. It's just that it was unprecedented. Ika nga, no? So, balik tayo doon. Given na ganun ang naging senaryo at maraming mga ika nga ay nababypass na standard na processes, are we saying that the Philippines' reactivity when it comes to these kinds of issues was more of negligence on the part of the people and the process? Or is it really lax in terms of the standards? So it's now people versus system. Ano ba talaga ang root cause ng nangyari, ika nga dito sa scenario na to? Javan.
It is people's negligence. It's already been proved that, by the Department of DENR that there has been cutting of trees that is illegal. So meron tayong mga policies na pinapatupad sa gobyerno. But in this kind of construction, specifically sa Monteras, is hindi talaga siya totally na-implement. And meron tayong mga legal basis na dapat i-follow sa mga processes natin, which are already sufficient. But the implementation is just really the actual problem of it.
So you said that we have sufficient legislations and actions based on the cutting of trees and all that. So let me drive my point back again that yes, it's because we have those laws and legislations exist because we have to protect the natural flood control projects or flood control mechanisms of the nature. We have mangroves, we have trees in the mountains, and we have all that because we have that because if we are going to protect ourselves from nature, we have to nourish nature itself.
This mechanism fails. Kaya nga napatunayan natin na unang-una pa lang, hindi dapat nagkakaroon ng mga construction sa lugar na yon, lalo na sa kabundukan. Kinakalbo ang kabundukan, tapos sisisihin natin ang tao kapag tayo ay binaha. It's just human negligence that's resulting to these kinds of catastrophe.
Okay.
So, sino dapat ang ating sisihin? Kung hindi tao, syempre, climate change, di ba? And sino ba
It's the government, the poor engineering governance that is being applied.
Okay, again. So that is...
If we just implement our laws and thoroughly, we'll not be able to experience this kind of activities.
Okay, so sige. Let's go back to our point. We live in a utopian world that, okay, there is no sort of corruption, no whatsoever. Sabihin na natin, nung time ni Noah's Ark, kahit gaano pa ka-strong ang mga infrastructure nun, or kahit gaano pa let's say, katight ang mga
Wala na tayo
legislations.
sa panahon ni Noah's Ark.
Okay, so sige, puntahan natin. Okay, let's go to a much more modern example. Let's say, in today's time, 2021, in Singapore and in Belgium,
Today's time, engineering construction in the Philippines still fails because of construction being substandard.
Okay, so if the construction is substandard, what if it is up to par with the standards, right? We cannot really...
It could be up to par if there's no corruption.
Okay, so, wait a minute. You keep driving the point that corruption is
Because
the
it's
main cause.
poor engineering governance. You're fronting that it's because of the nature. That's why we experience this. Pero kung mayroon lang tayong maayos na pamamahala, pagpapatupad ng mga batas na mayroon tayo, hindi natin ito mararanasan.
Okay, but like, we are forgetting that the Philippines is located in the Ring of Fire, right?
Yes,
And
Philippines is located in the Pacific Ring of Fire, even the Typhoon Belt. But it's not the excuse. It's not an excuse for us to not prepare early.
Yeah, that's why we should
Prepare
prepare
and
early. We
plan
should be
before
proactive,
nasakuna
not
mangyari.
reactive. And if we are being proactive,
Because
we should
Philippines
be,
just provide band-aid
we should
solutions.
be-
We are so reactive only when
should
there's
be
a
focusing on
catastrophe.
our
We provide
goals rather
solutions.
than
There's no
being
solutions
reactive
that is
and
being
building
provided
higher and higher walls
pre-event.
rather than we shouldn't be building higher and higher walls to
We should
to
not
fight
be
for
building
the-
higher walls. We should revert from focusing on concrete solutions. We should move on nature-based solutions. Ayun ang problema sa inyo mga nasa engineering field. Masyado kayong focus sa gray infrastructure when in reality, hindi na natin mapipigilan ang climate change. Kailangan nating mag-adapt sa epekto nito. And how we adapt with nature. And it's in nature-based solutions.
Thank you so much, first of all, to Legna and Javan. Sige, Justin and Toby. So kung naniniwala kayo na poor engineering governance and climate change ang dahilan ng pagbaha ng sa ating bansa, sa tingin nyo ba sufficient ang qualifications ng mga taong inilalagay natin sa proyektong ito para masolusyonan ang mga problemang ito? Or sufficient ba at bihasa nga ba talaga sila para masolusyonan itong mga problemang ito? Toby.
I believe the obvious answer is no. Kasi example pa lang sa mga hinahalal natin ng mga officials, ay hindi naman sila qualified, hindi sila nag-aaral ng political science, hindi naman sila nagpakabihasa kahit pa sa environment na sinasabi nyo. Again, paano makakapag-provide ng good governance ang isang aktor sa Senado?
And so for me naman, yes naman, kasi we're talking about standards kung paano sila naluluklok doon. Yung mga issues na binrought up nyo about corruption, yun ay pansarili na nilang interest. Hindi mo naman kinukuha ng MBTI question yung mga tatakbong DPWH para masabi na, ay, eto may tendency sila mangurakot. Ay, eto may tendency sila. At the end of the day, kapag naluklok sila doon, they are qualified kasi meron tayong qualifications na sinet para doon. What they want to do, that is their own personal interest na.
So if sinasabi natin na bihasa talaga sila, kaya sila naluklok doon, or you're saying, hindi, insufficient ang qualifications nila, are we to assume or are we supposed to say that the overall education system in the country is insufficient when it comes to adaptive solutions to climate change or even understanding climate change in that level to react to calamities and floods in the Philippines? Toby.
I believe we have more than enough knowledge. Dahil nga again, even we're living for as long as we know, alam natin yung climate change, alam natin yung typhoon, alam natin natural and geological hazards sila. Pero bakit hanggang ngayon ay hindi natin ginagamit yung valuable data natin para i-upgrade ang ating infrastructures? Dahil according nga sa study ng TUP, na kung saan simula ng pre-Hispanic area hanggang ngayon ay same flood controls pa rin ginagamit natin.
Merong knowledge pero it is insufficient. Bakit? Kasi ang mga taong ito, nakikita nila yung small actions nila as wala naman tong epekto sa climate, yung simpleng pagtatapon ng ganito. So meron silang knowledge but at the same time, hindi nila nakita kung ano yung nagiging epekto nun in the latter part. So merong knowledge na nai-impose sa kanila pero sarili na nilang kaisipan yun kung paano nila i-execute yung action. So that results, again, doon sa human behavior. That is not about engineering governance. Hindi lahat about sa engineers.
Well, I beg to disagree. Kasi kung talaga climate change ang problema, what about the local case here in the Philippines? What about Makati, BGC, and its neighboring areas? Again, they are experiencing the same rainfall event na sinasabi mo na climate change, pero different pa rin yung results.
No, they are not experiencing the same rainfall. Meron
Yes,
yung specific
so that
na
just proves na poor governance ang problema. Kasi sinasabi mo nga na rainfall events, same rainfall events, climate change, yung hindi natin ma-predict. Pero bakit ano ba ang difference nila kung same climate, pero different results?
There are other factors, hindi lang engineering. Let's say for example, yung gusto kong i-point out dito na hindi
Yes,
lahat
but ang gusto ko
hindi
sagot-
lahat ng structural failure ay dahil sa poor engineering
You're not
governance.
answering my question. Again, yung climate change yung problema, patunayan mo kung ano ba yung difference
Okay,
sa Makati,
okay.
sa BGC at sa low-lying areas
Bakit
na
ka
hanggang ngayon, nalulunod
Bakit ka
sila
magre-rely?
kahit normal rainfall event pa lang.
Bakit ka magre-rely sa local factors lang? Nabanggit na ng mga kasama ko kanina, if we live in this kind of European countries o kaya naman dito, it doesn't change anything dahil ang problema ay nandun na sa climate. Kung sasabihin mo na about lang siya sa engineering governance, magkakaiba tayo ng engineering capabilities in different areas.
Well, the data from World Risk Index begs to disagree. Kasi if we were to compare China, Japan, and Philippines, yung China at Japan halos doble na yung exposure nila sa natural geological hazard. Well, kung titignan natin according sa data, yung effects nito sa kanya, sobrang baba ng sa Japan at sa China, while sa Philippines, according to GMA News, nag-number 1 tayo sa may pinakamalakas na risk factors. Ibig sabihin, kung geological
So what-
hazard
what
ang problema,
specific
Wait
risk-
lang.
what
Kung geological hazard ang problema, edi dapat lugi na yung Japan at China kasi mas malakas yung naranasan nila. Pero bakit ganun?
I am
Philippines pa
not-
rin at yung mga tao natin nag-suffer.
I am not just...
Okay. Salamat, Toby and Justine. I think you've got your point across. I understand. Okay, sige. Palit tayo. Brent, Nico. Sa tingin nyo ba, sapat ang mga change scientists sa ating bansa at qualifications ng mga inhinyero sa bansa para talagang masabing kwalipikado silang mag-handle ng mga proyekto sa ating bansa?
Hindi po climate change ang dahilan kung bakit may problema sa baha. Ang problema sa baha dahil sa poor engineering governance. Kasi bawat local government natin, meron tayong comprehensive land use planning. Ibig sabihin, we have the exact legal mandate, we have the exact data, and we have the exact regulatory power to prevent flooding from happen. Ibig sabihin, in the first place, hindi mangyayari yung baha kung okay yung pagkaka-execute ng mga projects na yun.
So from the engineering perspective, I would say yes, na meron tayong sapat na qualifications for our engineers to handle different flood control projects. Why? Because sa academe pa lang or sa curriculum pa lang namin, maraming processes na pinag-uusapan, maraming processes na pinafactor namin when it comes to building a project. And ang nagiging kaso lang kasi, which is yung pinopoint out namin kanina, yung climate change talaga, kahit magkano kagaling yung scientist, hindi niya mapipredict yung exponential na na changes na binibigay ng climate change because it happens overnight.
Okay. Brent.
I beg to disagree kasi sinasabi nga ng Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change na yung flood control system na meron tayo have the exact capacity to resist flooding from happen. Ibig sabihin meron na tayong solution dun sa problem na yon. It's in the execution yung nagiging problema. It's in the poor engineering governance na nagiging problema. Meron nga engineer ng DPWH na nagsabi mismo na substandard yung ginagamit nilang material dun sa isang project na yun.
Okay, so going back to your report, yung report na actually na yan sinasabi na enough, that is actually based din sa mga historical data. And what we're saying kanina pa is yung historical data kasi is nabe-breakdown ng climate change, yung reliability niya kasi iba na yung nangyayari. Like for example, iba yung heavy rainfall pagdating sa period na to, sa susunod na period, sobrang magkaiba and madalas is hindi natin nape-predict kung ano yung pinaka-trend kung paano nag-change yung mga rainfall na kung gaano kabigat yung rainfall and kung gaano
I think we should take our lesson seriously kasi meron tayong scenario analysis. Yung scenario analysis, kino-consider yung best case, worst case, at saka realistic outcomes ng bago gawa ang isang project. Ibig sabihin, considered na yan. Ang nangyayari lang, hindi tama yung pagkakagawa o hindi talaga ginagawa yung project, kaya nagkakaroon ng problema.
So yung scenario analysis din naman kasi, saan ka ba kukuha ng data kung paano ka mag-ano? Is it just because on your gut feelings? Diba hindi? Dapat based siya sa studies, based siya sa mga historical data, based siya sa mga records na meron na binibigay sa'yo. So yung kahit gaano ka pa kagaling mag-conduct ng case study, gaano ka pa kagaling mag-conduct ng scenario analysis, if yung climate change is nagbigay ng, for example, recently lang, yung nagiging rainfall sa Manila is 422 millimeter, which is actually, within that 12 hours, yung rainfall na na-fall na is within 1 month. So kahit yung prediction, hindi pa predict yun.
Yung Climate Change Commission na ang nagsabi, yung flood control system natin prepared at saka handa para sa at our changing climate. Ibig sabihin nun, yung system natin prepared at handa. Ibig sabihin nun, hindi talaga magkakaba o hindi magiging problema yung isang baha kung tama ang pagkaka-execute ng project.
So marami na rin kasing cases like sa Yolanda or sa Carina, mga sinasabi na rin lagi na laging handa.
Ayun na nga,
Pero
meron
kasi
nga tayong
nagbibigay
cases.
kasi ang for example, Typhoon Yolanda, bigla siyang nagkaroon ng malaking storm surge na hindi predicted ng kahit sino, kaya ang dami naging cause ng
Ayun na
death.
nga, meron nga tayong data. Yung data na yun, pwede natin gamitin para sa mga susunod na project
Pero
natin.
kasi
Yung mga
yung
susunod
data
na project
natin,
natin,
kahit
pwede natin.
gamitin natin, kahit gumawa tayo na based on that data, we're running out of time kasi yung climate change, it blurs out the difference
Kaya nga,
between the
in-experience na
wet
natin yung mga
season and
typhoon na
the
yun. Yung mga
dry
typhoon na yun,
season,
sobrang
kung kaya hindi natin
unprecedented. Yung mga
nakakagawa
data na yun, pwede
Plus,
natin gamitin
plus,
para sa mga
yung nagiging
para sa mga
climate
susunod na
change
project
and
natin. Kaya nga
rainfall
meron
is-
tayong updates, kaya nga pwede natin
dinidestroy
gumawa
niya
ng...
yung structural integrity ng mga concrete kapag kakalagay lang because nasa-saturate siya prematurely and kahit pa
Kaya nga meron tayong updates, kaya nga pwede nating update yung mga system natin. Kasi meron na tayong data na yun. Meron tayong data na yun. Yung data na yun, pwede natin gamitin. Pwede natin gamitin para i-update yung mga system. Yung mga system na yun.
Once na umulan, hindi natin maiiwasan na masira at masira yung mga ginagawa natin. For example, sige, let's
Ayun, yung mga
build
Black
a
Swans events ba
multi-
yung sinasabi mo? Yung mga Black Swan events na yun, ibig sabihin, consider na yan. Kasi sinabi nga ng IPCC na consider yung worst case, best
Hindi,
case, at
ganito.
saka okay na
For
scenario.
example, sige, collaborate in architecture and engineering. Gumawa tayo ng multi-dollar project. Kahit gaano pa tayo
Alright, sige. Marami pa kayong gustong sabihin, I'm sure, Nico and Brent. But we will give your groups a time to convene and siguro close any open-ended questions or statements that you might have had. At lahat ng yan ay sa pagbabalik lamang ng Schoolmate!